Look, at his peak, Cristiano Ronaldo was just unplayable. He wasn't just breaking records, he was breaking the laws of physics. But here's the thing, what if I told you he didn't peak once, not even twice? Cristiano Ronaldo reached 4 completely different levels, each time turning into something football had never seen before. This isn't a story about one prime, it's the story of a guy who dominated 4 different eras of football. At the start of the 2007 season, Manchester United had this young Portuguese winger who'd been there for a few years. Cristiano had arrived as this skinny teenager with all the tricks in the world, but couldn't hit a barn door. People were calling him selfish, saying he was all flash and no substance. Sir Alex Ferguson saw something different though. But the 2007-8 season changed everything. This was raw Ronaldo, pure unfiltered talent with zero filter. Ronaldo could dribble past anyone, anytime he wanted, and I mean anyone. Doesn't matter if you're the best defender in the world, Ronaldo would pick up the ball and just decide he was going past you. The step-overs, the body feints, the way he could shift his weight and leave defenders on the floor. It was like watching street football at the highest level. But here's what made this version so special. He was showboaty as hell, but it actually worked. Most players who try all those tricks end up losing the ball or looking stupid. Not Ronaldo. He'd do 5 step-overs, nutmeg a defender, and then smash it into the top corner like it was nothing. 42 goals from the wing that season. And these weren't tap-ins. This guy was scoring from everywhere. Free kicks that moved like they were remote controlled, headers where he'd hang in the air longer than physics should allow, and solo runs that left entire defenses looking like traffic cones. That free kick against Portsmouth was insane. The ball literally changed direction mid-flight. That's not normal. That's raw talent mixed with this insane confidence that only Ronaldo had. What made this version so entertaining was that you never knew what was coming next. He might try an overhead kick from 25 yards, or he might do 10 stepovers and then just pass it sideways. But when he decided to turn it on, game over. Manchester United won the Premier League and Champions League that year, with Ronaldo as the main reason. 31 goals in the league, crucial goals in Europe, and at just 23 years old, he won his first Ballon d'Or. But that wasn't even everything. He also won the Golden Boot, PFA Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, and basically every individual award you could think of. He literally swept everything that season. Team trophies, individual honors, the lot. This was Ronaldo as the complete attacking threat, that street flair combined with pure determination. But even this couldn't prepare the world for what followed next. Real Madrid paid a world record 94 million euros to bring Ronaldo to the Bernabeu, and from day one, he was different. But it was around 2011, 2012 when Ronaldo became something that shouldn't have been possible. Jose Mourinho had built this team specifically to get the best out of Cristiano, and the results were terrifying. Ronaldo had taken all that raw talent and turned it into pure effectiveness. He still had all the skills, all the pace, all the power, but now it was laser focused on one thing: scoring goals from absolutely anywhere on the pitch. The 2011-12 season was when Ronaldo became this effectiveness nightmare that defenders couldn't solve. 60 goals in all competitions, but here's the scary part. He wasn't just scoring in the 18-yard box. This guy was a threat from literally anywhere. He was scoring free kicks from 40 yards, taking long shots from 30 yards, and anywhere closer than that, the opposition was cooked. What made this version so terrifying was that he'd kept all his raw ability, but added this ruthless efficiency. The stepovers were still there, but now they had a purpose. The pace was still there, but now he was using it to get into goal-scoring positions. The power was still there, but now every shot felt like it was going to break the net. Defenders didn't know how to handle him because he was a threat from everywhere. Mark him tight. He'd use his strength to hold you off and score. Give him space? He'd pick his spot from 25 yards. Try to double team him? He would still dribble past you even if there's 3 defenders in front of him. The rivalry with Messi during this period was at its absolute peak. You had these two guys just pushing each other to superhuman levels, but Ronaldo's approach was different. While Messi was this technical genius, Ronaldo was this physical specimen who turned himself into a goal-scoring machine. 46 goals in La Liga alone that season, a record that's still standing today. Real Madrid won the title, breaking Barcelona's dominance, and Ronaldo was the undisputed king of Spanish football, season after season of 50-plus goals, and every single one felt inevitable. This wasn't raw talent anymore. This was raw talent that had been perfected into the most effective goal-scoring weapon football had ever seen. But this was still only the beginning of his Madrid story. By 2014, something had changed in Ronaldo's game. This wasn't just about individual brilliance anymore. This was about becoming the leader Real Madrid needed to dominate Europe. And when Zinedine Zidane took over as manager in 2016, everything clicked into place. The noodle hair wasn't just a fashion statement. It represented this evolution into the most complete version of Cristiano we'd ever seen. This was prime Ronaldo, the perfect mix of elite output, leadership, and an all-around game that was just complete. Under Zidane, Real Madrid embarked on the most dominant Champions League run in modern football history. 3 consecutive titles from 2016 to 2018, and Ronaldo was the driving force behind every single one of them. The 2016-17 season was perhaps the most dominant individual Champions League campaign ever. Ronaldo scored 5 goals in the quarterfinal against Bayern, hat-trick in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid, and he was leading the team, making the right decisions, and creating chances for teammates when he needed to. You could see him organizing the team, demanding more from his teammates, and taking responsibility in the biggest moments. The final against Juventus was prime Ronaldo at his best. Yet, the 2017-18 season saw Ronaldo reach a level of Champions League performance that may never be matched. That bicycle kick against Juventus. Even their fans were applauding because they knew they were watching greatness. The 3 goals against PSG when everyone thought they were out. 15 goals in the Champions League that season, with goals coming when it mattered most. Then came the final against Liverpool. Gareth Bale might have stolen the headlines with that overhead kick, but it was Ronaldo's leadership and presence that got Real Madrid there. His 3rd consecutive Champions League title, his 4th overall with Madrid. This version had reached this level of maturity that was incredible to watch. He still had the goal scoring, he still had the big moments, but now he was doing everything on the pitch. His positioning was perfect, his finishing was clinical, and his mentality was unbreakable. The all-around game was what separated this version from everything that came before. He could score from anywhere, create for others, defend when needed, and most importantly, he knew exactly when to do each thing. That's not just talent, that's football intelligence at its highest level. Prime Ronaldo represented the perfect footballer, no longer relying purely on athleticism, but on positioning, timing, and an almost supernatural ability to perform when his team needed him most. 3 consecutive Champions League titles don't happen by accident. They happen because you have a leader who refuses to accept anything less than perfection. But even after conquering Europe 3 times in a row, Ronaldo had one more challenge to prove himself. When Ronaldo moved to Juventus for 100 million euros at 33 years old, many thought he was past his prime. Serie A was known as a defensive league where aging stars went to retire. Ronaldo had other plans. What Juventus got was mature Ronaldo, who still had absolutely everything, but now he was smarter about how he used it. His first season in Italy was a statement of intent. 28 goals in all competitions, including that comeback against Atletico Madrid when everyone thought Ronaldo was finished. 2-0 in the first leg. It seemed like Ronaldo had lost it, but that second leg hat-trick reminded everyone why he was special. But what was play with his back to goal, to create for teammates, and to influence games even when he wasn't scoring? This version of Ronaldo was practically scoring a goal a game for Juventus. But here's the crazy part. He wasn't even dribbling that much anymore. He didn't need to. His positioning was so perfect, his finishing was so clinical that he could just appear in the right place at the right time and put the ball in the net. But when he did decide to dribble, he was still a machine. He just chose his moments more carefully. The 2019-20 season showed Ronaldo's incredible longevity. At 35 years old, he scored 37 goals in all competitions and won the Serie A Golden Boot. His penalties were still perfect, and his leadership was transforming Juventus back into the serial winners they once were. The maturity to take that number 9 role and just score anything that came into the box was incredible to watch. Cross it in, he'd head it home. By himself, he'd find a way to score, rebound in the box, he'd be there first. But what was most impressive was the leadership in a brand new country, with teammates who didn't speak his language. Within more, creator, leader, and winner, he proved that class is permanent by adapting his game to a new league, a completely different style of play, and new teammates. 2 Serie A titles and individual records that may never be broken in Italian football. Juventus Ronaldo wasn't the fastest or the most explosive version, but he might have been was absolutely perfect, and his ability to influence the biggest matches remained undiminished. So when was Cristiano Ronaldo actually in his prime? The truth is, he had 4 completely different primes, each representing a totally different evolution of his game. Manchester United Ronaldo was the raw talent who could do things that made your jaw drop. Early Madrid Ronaldo was the effectiveness nightmare who could hurt you from anywhere on the pitch. Prime Ronaldo with the noodle hair was the complete player who combined everything into the ultimate footballer. Mature Ronaldo at Juventus was the intelligent veteran who proved that experience and class are permanent. 1,200 plus appearances, 900 plus goals, 5 Ballon d'Ors, and 5 Champions League titles. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't just have one prime, he reinvented himself 4 times and dominated 4 different eras of football. He's completed the game, nothing left to prove. There's a lot of young talent in world football right now, but one thing is clear, there will never be another Cristiano Ronaldo.